Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I will be walking towards the place where I have just recorded those two clips. I have to say that I was finishing my first clip with the images of those soldiers, men and women, who died during this special military operation, this conflict with Ukraine. And when I finished recording the first clip, I realized that there is a picture of Russell, Texas Bentley. So you can see it as well there. It was a bit emotional for me to see someone who I had interviewed several times, who brought a lot of awareness and knowledge to me in the beginning of this conflict. I'm talking the military situation. And I want to ask you here, guys, well, actually, let me tell you the name of the street. I think it's Varvarka or Barbarka Street, ulica in Russian. Right behind me, if you look on the top, over there is Kremlin. Actually, behind this is Kremlin. So it's very, very close to the Red Square. If you are in Moscow and you want to take a look, come over here and take a look at that memorial place. So guys, maybe this is actually a very good segue to start with comments of the day. Yesterday I have asked you a question. Do you think Russian government, President Putin, is too soft in approaching the conflict in Ukraine? And your responses are incredible. Not all of you agree with this approach. Some of you don't. I think majority of you does agree with this approach. But I want to read you three comments that I've picked up, because I think after looking at those images of the soldiers who have died, some of those soldiers, men and women, you see how beautiful women actually there as well, very beautiful ladies. It's good to go to those comments, but also I want to ask those of you, and the first comment is from the lady who is pro-Russian Ukrainian, so this will be a very good comment to read to you. I want to ask those of you, and maybe Elena Shevchenko, you could respond to this. How is it in Ukraine? Do those hundreds and thousands of soldiers who died on the battlefield, who have been killed, are they remembered like this as well in Ukraine? Do they have their pictures on the street? Do they have flowers next to them? Do they have notes, names, their age mentioned? I would like to know, because I don't know at this point how many Ukrainian soldiers, well, a lot of those were really not equipped, not professional soldiers, regular citizens who have been thrown into the meat grinder there. Is it, some people say 700,000, some people say 800, some people say it's close to 1 million, have died. The comment from Elena Shevchenko: I am pro-Russian Ukrainian from Kyiv and have always been against Ukrainian nationalists and the coup on the Maidan. Many Ukrainians, especially in the southeast of Ukraine, expected the Russians to send troops into Ukraine after the first bombing of Donbass in 2014, which was launched by the Ukrainian army under President Poroshenko. But the Russians did not do this, and for the next 8 years, Russia used two Minsk agreements, which ignored Ukrainian presidents Poroshenko and Zelensky. In my opinion, Putin could not help Donbass then, because Russia was not that strong and was preparing its army and ammunition for the final battle in the Western proxy war against the Russian world. As a Ukrainian, I consider myself a part of the Russian Slavic world, and the Nazis from the Western Ukraine are not my brothers, but my enemies! Exclamation mark. My family in Kyiv is very different, and half are waiting for the Russians, and the comment ends with the heart. Elena, I think this is the second, if not the third time that I'm reading one of the comments of yours. I always appreciate when people from all around the world share their knowledge, but especially in this case, the Ukraine, because you know, a lot of things are not being shared on the social media, and this is very important. The second comment is from Sean Connell. I believe you live in the United Kingdom, in the UK. I don't think President Putin is too soft. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, which is why we haven't been glazed, if I mispronounce. Our governments are poking a very big bear with a very small stick. And then your comment ends with the cross. I think it's Great Britain, and the footprints of the dog's paws, which is pretty cute. And the response to your comment is fantastic. And the third comment. This is from Virgilio Mateus. It's about Maria Zakharova, and I have to read this to you because you know how much I appreciate Maria Zakharova. Let me just show you how beautiful it's right here. I know many of you appreciate some sightseeing, not just the talk. Maria Zakharova is a daughter of a former ambassador in China who worked there many years, and she lived her childhood in that country. A smart person in her job indeed. The epicenter of the world is moving to where the sun shines. Someone responded to your comment, and this is Stuart Deere, very cool name. Stuart is saying, I think it was Orwell who said, we get the politicians we deserve, end of quote. A comforting thought if you are Russian, and a depressing one if you are in the West. Here in the UK, we have no one fit to tie Zakharova's shoes. The same applies to Lavrov and Putin. You know what? I think she knows. I think she knows that there is no one who can tie her shoes. I'm pretty sure. So guys, I had some issues with my internet today in the place where I'm staying. However, I was lucky enough to have 2 articles for you. How could I not comment on the debate in the United States, the presidential debate between Donald Trump and whoever that creature is, because every time when I look at Biden, it looks like something else. His face is different, his neck is different, it's just different. I don't know, is it just me? So it was an absolute Muppet show. It was, you know, we can laugh at this, but at the end of the day, when you think about how difficult it is for the citizens of United States to put up with this BS and oppression and taxes and all of this squeezing the livelihood of people, destroying America. This is actually not funny at all. But the article comes from Politico, the first one. The second is a response from TASS, because trust me, I'm pretty sure Russia is laughing at this. Laughing or crying, I don't know. What a shit show, right? From Politico, on the debate between Trump and Biden, or whoever that being is, creature is. 2024 presidential election, and the title is WTF. Normally I don't curse here, but I have to since I'm quoting this title. What the fuck? Panic Dems start looking for alternatives to Biden. Democrats are so panicked over President Joe Biden's faltering debate performance, some are actively discussing what was once unspeakable, replacing him on the ticket. 3 strategies close to 3 potential Democratic presidential candidates said they had been bombarded with text messages through the debate. One advisor said they received, please, oh, I think I have to move because we have some, yeah, let me move because they are going to come here and I'm recording. One advisor said they received pleas for their candidate to step forward as an alternative to Biden. Before I continue, can you imagine how much money he got from those donors? especially like California, right? You know, where the one who I will be mentioning soon, Gavin Newsom, gruesome. Oh my goodness, guys! I lived in California when Schmovit was in full steam ahead, and what Newsom was doing there, I mean, we all know in US, right? So another advisor said they had taken no less than half a dozen key donors, texting disaster and the party need to do something, but acknowledged that not much is possible unless Biden steps aside. Before I continue, do you think Biden will step aside? I think they will replace him. I think they will. Just my thoughts. I'm pretty sure. And I think they actually might put Newsom gruesome. They are among more than a dozen Democrats who spoke with Politico, most of whom were granted anonymity to speak freely, because otherwise, you know what, commit suicide? One major Democratic donor and Biden supporter said it was time for the president to end his campaign. This person described Biden's last night as the worst performance in the history and said that Biden was so bad that no one will pay attention to Trump's lies. At least two prominent potential 2028 candidates, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, I think that's how you say his name, and of course, California Governor, by the way, nephew of Nancy Pelosi, you know, the lady who really likes alcohol and has a lot of ice cream in her fridge. And very, 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 very nice bank account, FYI. So at least those two prominents, so J.B. Pritzker and California Governor Gavin Newsom said they stood by Biden after his performance. Newsom said on MSNBC, when he was pressed with this question, if Biden should step down, he said that it's unhelpful and unnecessary and you don't turn your back because of one performance. Oh, wow, this is loyalty. Newsom, wow, what a character, no? The Biden campaign pushed back on the critique of the president. Listen to this, is the coolest, guys. The Biden campaign pushed back on the critique of the president with an advisor calling him the only person who has ever beaten Donald Trump. So here I would say 10x lol, okay? But this is not enough with the 10x lol, because there is more 10x lol, which means laughing out loud. He will do it again. Oops, I did it again. No, he won't, by comment, but he will do it again, the advisor said. Let's flip the page. Donald Trump did not give voters any reasons to vote for him tonight on the issues the American people are with Joe Biden. This is what the advisor and someone who works for the campaign for Biden said. Do you think they believe this, or do you think they are really like MK Ultra, some pills, some drugs, some I don't know what? Asked if Biden would be dropping out, one campaign aside said, of course not. The aide said the hour just after the debate from 11 p.m. to midnight was the campaign's strongest hour of grassroots fundraising since it launched. I think they are lying. I mean, for real, I think they are lying. I don't believe this at all, but that's just me. In a statement, Biden's campaign, one thought here, maybe those who had sympathy for the creature because they felt like, you know, he's old and stuff, so yeah, for the nursing home or something. In a statement, Biden's campaign chair, Jen O'Malley Dillon, said, quoting, are you ready? Biden presented a positive and winning vision for the future of America, while Trump offered a dark and backwards window into what America will look like if he steps foot back in the White House. Oh God. Stephanie Carter, a Democratic consultant, said President Biden is the Democratic nominee and that's not changing because of one debate performance. She said, we need to calm down and stay focused because Donald Trump certainly didn't gain any voters tonight. But for many Democrats on Thursday night, so last night, 27th by the way, the view was dimmer. Did I say this word correctly? Dimmer? One down ballot statewide Democrat running for election said, I mean, it's not great all around. Our president has a speech impediment, a cold, and is 81 years old. So maybe sayonara, no? Maybe do svidania, maybe goodbye, maybe time to, just go. So who wants him there? Soros, Obama, who wants him there, guys? No one expected a master class in debating from Joe Biden, but no one expected this nosedive, such a senior advisor to top Democratic officials said. He was bet on message, bet on substance, bet on counter-punching, bet on presentation, and bet on non-verbals. There was no bright spot in this debate for him. The only bright spot is that this happened in June and not October. So those of you who have not seen it, maybe, if you have time, at least some parts of it, because this is really sad, really, really sad, guys. That this event took place, I am pretty shocked, to be honest, but they put the creature on stage, and here we go. So how is TASS reacting? Actually, TASS here is reacting with many articles, but I was able to just get one since then my internet dropped. Trump says Kyiv not winning in conflict in Russia, because a big part of this debate was actually about President Putin, and yeah, so Putin was one of the main topics actually during this debate in Russia. He, United States President Joe Biden, this is what Trump says, got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia because Ukraine's not winning that war. At the same time, Trump also claimed that Russia is going to take entire Ukraine. So, maybe, who knows? Time will tell. Guys, what do you think about the debate? Leave the comments down below. This is very hot subject. A lot of emotions are brought to the surface when you talk about Trump and Biden. But I would like to know your thoughts. Who do you think will replace the creature of Biden? Who they gonna push forward? Do you think Big Mike? Do you think Gruesome Newsom? What do you think? I'm just really, really curious. With this being said, I would like to thank you for ordering my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of ANIA K. The links are down below. If you have any issues clicking on those links, you can always go to scottritter.com. Maybe I can attach his website as well, and then you just click over there. It should be no problem. Since I'm in Russia, sometimes it might be a little bit challenging to attach the links. And I would like to ask you kindly to follow me on Instagram, actually, because I would like to have 10,000 followers before the end of this year. I know this sounds like very ego-driven, but I have been creating some nice content over there, taking pictures of many beautiful places in the world, and I'm sure you would appreciate. So it's Ania K _44. If you would like to support my work, besides the aspect of buying the book, you can do it via PayPal donation. The link is down below this video. Gorgeous, huh? And also becoming supporter of this channel by joining this channel, as well as being supporter on Locals community. And that's all for today, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Please hit this like, subscribe, check your subscription, leave the comments down below and share the video as well. If I was reading too slow today or was a bit all over the place, please excuse me for that. And I see you tomorrow. Bye everyone.